I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop.
I don't. Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please stop here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your phone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you.
2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please stop. I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2.
I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. Stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to see you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you. Me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you.
The cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stopped me. That's what I mean.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
leave you alone.
wait a minute. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
No. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but
what
please leave me.
happens-
I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes. I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happens-
bless you. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes. I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happens-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happens-
alone.
yeah.
Please leave me alone. Leave me more because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes. I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't
happens-
ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happens-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happens-
alone.
yeah.
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes. I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't
happens-
ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happens-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happens-
alone.
yeah.
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't.
To me for 2 minutes. I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't
happens-
ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happens-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happens-
alone.
yeah.
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why please leave me alone.
yeah.
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you never talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You don't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes. I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes. I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
When I try to go online, doesn't go online. See? Can't get online. Yep. So what does that say in 2014? I didn't tell anybody you had a creepster problem for 4 years, except my close friends, who I said in case something happens to me, and they didn't live in Texas. Every time it's an election time, you want me back in jail. You want me pulled over. You got a cop or two here on the payroll. And I understood you were told she left 8 years ago. Why are y'all still calling me, wanting her pulled over and shit? Why are you still doing that? 8 years ago, she left. Almost a decade ago. So, Mr. Perry's been typing in my phone. I will get your mail, check your mail, check your mail. Check the docket, check the CJ docket, check the mail. Why? I checked the mail, there's nothing in it. You intercepted my mail, you probably have it, whatever it is. So, I don't know what the hell your problem is. You did get me kicked out of my house. Everybody knows you want to take my car. Once I'm talking about it, once we know, you don't have a cover-up, sir. You're not all there, are you? And every time you go at me, you get told on. And I get all these emails that I've typed up from a recording that I heard that police got from somewhere else. TPD. Guys that are actually working to try to keep me safe in your jurisdiction, because you won't. You handed my police report right over to the offender. My landlord gave you a key to my apartment, and you ruined my computer. You ruined my phones. You ruined everything. Now everybody's mad at you. So when you get told on, understand the why of it. You don't have a romance. Everybody's sick and tired of hearing about you think that's a romance. And this thing that you guys, I guess somebody recorded y'all talking about, we were trying to use the carrot and the stick approach with her. Dude, motherfucker, I'm not an animal. I'm not a bug or an animal. And when you pester me and take my money, things don't go well for you. You've been seeing things happen you've not seen before. Everybody's very, very angry at y'all right now for what you're putting me through and the Nealeys. All right? I don't have time to do this a lot today. That's all I'm going to say. Everybody knows you want me back in jail. It's election time again. You're very desperate to see that happen. I guess everybody was disappointed that Mr. Perry was successful at getting me kicked out of my home, but I did not go back to Texas, and I said I wouldn't. Why'd you think I would? Why'd you think I would? Josh, listen, Josh, you have, there are things called legislative duties that don't involve stalking and harassment and hacking my phone and taking my money and jamming computers up and shit. Do you not understand? Are you also unable to properly identify legislative duties? Because as a police officer, it did take you 6 times to pass the panel test to become a ranger, and Charles always goes for the low-hanging fruit. Who can I fool? Who can I con into this? Or who is just, stupid enough to do what I tell them? And be the bitch of a sex weirdo. And you did it, and you signed your name on it, and you got to live with that now. And you're also, you, Charles, and Matt, call up here constantly. You bug people. They complain about it, and we hear about it. You got a couple of guys on your payroll that are your yes men that go, oh, yeah, sure. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear. Lucky and Mike weren't that. They weren't that, were they? And that's where they are right now. And if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have you wouldn't be taking my home away. You wouldn't be getting me, trying to get my car, trying to throw me back in jail. I'm a threat to your crime and proud of that, by the way. I'm proud to be the one that's done what nobody else has done. Nothing makes me happier. You guys all sit on your fat, lazy asses trying to make one woman fail. And that makes me proud as well, because that means I'm effective or you wouldn't bother. And everybody knows it, and you're not fooling anybody. And I don't know what kind of stupid you think everybody else is, but they're not. The kind of stupid that you are, or you wouldn't think that you're fooling anybody. I already said a reporter, it does, if you think you're full, golly, the reporter said if they didn't kill Lucky Miller, she wouldn't be starving right now. Mike wouldn't be in jail, and she would have been in that courtroom. There's too many court cases, 4 court suits. She's not in there. They keep her out. And my appeal, you were recorded talking about impeding it on the 11th. And then you called my landlord and told him, we got rid of the appeal, kick her out. She's going to go back to Texas and do what she's told. You were recorded. He said, how many people have you gotten kicked out of their house? You were recorded. What law enforcement agency has the actual recordings? How many phone calls are made today trying to figure out who these guys are? You had 6 years. You had direct access to me to get me to slip up. And if I didn't slip up under the pressure you put me under, then I'm a pro, and you need to fuck off. It's not a date, sir. You're a job. If you can't tell that by the results that I'm getting and the results you're getting, you might go into court and win something, and I'm not there to tell my side or show my evidence. And everybody goes, wow, when you see our podcast, you can see why he will not let her in court. The same thing at sting opping at my work, Mr. Perry, they say the same thing about that. 6 years and he got not a fucking thing out of her. She got text from Dave. He texted it. Yeah, I gave you arsenic. Mickey James texted. Yeah, it might be worth the risk to kill you to have the suspicion that we saw with Gary Condit and Chandra Levy. Might be worth it. Pinto, he'll pay you $5,000 to sleep with you. Yuck. No thanks. Go to Vegas. Go to Vegas. How pathetic. You gotta buy a date. You don't have power if you gotta buy a date. So, you guys act like nobody suspects a thing. Go ahead and keep telling yourself that. Do it. Go tell yourselves that nobody suspects a thing. And that's all I have to say. You made everybody mad. Since the day you met me, everything changed. And you think this is about a date, not a job? Okay. Do what you do. We're tired of the puppets and crayons and the finger paints, and you still don't get it.